Hey guys, we'll get started in just a few seconds. AR, why don't you try talking a little bit?
Talk, 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 talk. Hello.
Okay. DevQ appears to not be around, but perhaps she will join us mid-podcast. The
Did
levels
you already
look...
take her name off of the placard?
No, I have a little thing to cover slot 2 specifically
Ah,
that I left there because we were never sure if scheduling on Saturdays meant May would have to drop out at the last minute.
yeah. Just have that button to
Yeah,
mute the third
yeah.
host.
So when I popped it up and I saw it said Dev, I'm like, Dev's not here, and the blocker's still sitting there, so I will just turn that on.
Can't have that false advertising.
Oh well, don't
Because
worry.
we
I'm
know
not.
that that's why we know
I'm,
that's why people are really tuning in.
I'm not going to change it on the main thing. The one time I did change it, people thought May had died or something because May couldn't make it. I decided the thing to do is I'll just put an X over it, as a gag, just because May couldn't make it. People are like, "Did May die or something?" And like,
Or
no,
just be covered in magic foliage.
yeah. Okay, you ready to go?
Yeah.
Okay. Welcome to. Yeah, I will go ahead and do that again. Welcome to the WtW podcast. We're here to entertain and inform a little bit while talking about Digimon. I'm Marc, a run with the will,
I'm AR Paul for Digimon System Restore.
and DevQ has vanished into the ether.
I thought you were just gonna leave that for uncomfortable silence for a second there.
No, we'll do that by accident later. I think.
I'm sure we will.
I feel bad if Dev wasn't able to make it because I know earlier she was like going over the interview with a fine tooth comb.
Yeah, the interviews.
Interesting.
She might have more to say than I do. There's a couple
Yeah.
interesting things in here, but it was a pretty standard interview. But let's get to the
Yeah. How,
episode first, I
well, how
suppose.
how was your week first?
Week was fine. Kids getting ready for school next week, so there's been a lot of communication going on.
Yeah. I've been melting.
Yeah, the temperature's been up and down up here. Some days have been very nice and some days have been sweltering. It's sort
Most
of
day,
alternating.
most days here recently have been roughly 100 plus extremely high humidity.
You're
It
to the south of the fires at least, aren't you?
Yes, no posting photos outside my window this time of the entire city on fire.
You got that going for you then.
Yes. So we will see. It has been disgustingly hot though. The type where you don't even really get rest while sleeping.
Oh, we've had that too. That was me
Ugh.
Saturday night. Yeah.
Yeah, not
It doesn't
fun.
it doesn't help that our bedroom is not air conditioned.
Ugh.
We just have a
Yeah.
ceiling fan.
Ugh. So we have some adventure to talk about. First up, episode 11 ranked in the top 10 again.
Cool.
And it tied with perennial top 10 favorite Curious George.
People one of those things that people are reminded what shows people actually watch.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's one of those things where people are like, well, how does it rank compared to anime show X that I watch? It's like, none of those shows ever are there, ever.
Right.
Nearly any anime show most people stream on Crunchyroll, stuff like, I mean, you do get One Piece.
Yeah, One
Outside of,
Piece will be up there, but it's like at number one's always going to be like Saze-san or something.
it's almost always Saze-san, Detective Conan, and Chibi Maruko-chan are almost always the top three.
Detective Conan is the other one. Okay, there we go.
Yeah.
I knew Saze-san and Maruko-chan. But...
Yeah, there aren't bouncing like there used to be a long time ago. It's basically roughly 5 or 6 of the same shows, and then some stuff will pop in. But getting in there at all.
Is Doraemon still on the air?
Yep.
Okay.
And it is one of the shows that's always there.
That would be a great Family Feud question for a convention. List the top 10 anime shows in any given week and watch everyone just stumble.
It lasted like, what, 35 episodes in the US, I think?
Something like that. I just remember Brian Beacock being in it.
Yeah. And then we have episode 12, which it's weird, this one, because it absolutely does not do anything new at all. It just does everything so well. It's really fun to watch.
Yeah, this one sort of ended up getting my another A from me just because it's so damn pretty.
Yeah. It's I mean, it is literally just like mashing together some of the most obvious things you can, like Terminator's obvious, the ending with the Ghibli stuff's obvious. It just does everything really well and makes fun to watch.
As a side, it's just a textbook Mimi episode.
Yeah.
Like this is almost like the quintessential, if you want to know who Mimi is as a character, just point to this episode and go, this is why Mimi is best girl, and you're done. Like you don't have to progress through her entire arc in the original series. You can just show them this episode and go, okay, this is why we love Mimi.
And we get the nice start where it just starts from where the last episode left off with Mimi and Palmon falling.
Yeah.
It gets us into the start pretty quickly.
That's not the first time they've done that. Just go.
No, but it felt
last time. Let's just go straight into it.
Yeah, because most of the cliffhangers they've done, they've skipped ahead a little bit. The interesting thing with this one, though, is and everyone was kind of wondering who was going to voice Andromon, and we got a big surprise when it was Volcano Oda. Always good to see him show up.
Yeah, really.
And this time,
his vocabulary is very limited in this episode, but it's always fun to hear him.
Yes. But what was especially nice was we were able to go, oh, we know what character he's playing this time, rather than it being, boat captain in the background.
Not a lot to choose from in this one.
No. Gardramon was used really well in this one. Like, I have more memories of Gardramon in this than I do from Tamers, to be honest.
Hey, remember last week when I said Gardramon isn't all that much of a fan favorite? Well, he is now.
Yes. Because he got smashed a bunch.
Yeah. Everyone loves Gardramon now.
Yeah. And isn't it sad that it's from one episode rather than when he was actually a main recurring character?
Which is sad because I don't exactly remember how Gardramon was handled in the Japanese version of Tamers, but in the dub he was hilarious. I absolutely loved Gardramon.
I literally have almost. I have almost no memory of him in. Like, I know he's in Tamers. I know he has a role in it. He's important. He's a partner. I don't remember like anything he does in it.
Oh, he's great.
Yeah,
he's great. But he's not. But it's not like your classic memorable role. He's sort of on par with someone like Lilimon, as far as, if you really get down to specifics, you're going to go, oh yeah, there was that time when they said that and it was really funny, but it's not a particularly distinctive role, as opposed to this, where in one episode he just owns it and just partners so well with Mimi. And Gardramon was such a good choice in this.
Like, well, he pairs well with Andromon.
He pairs really well with Andromon, and just the way he's only able to express himself with those like squeaks and such, air releases or whatever that was. It's just a very simple way of communication, but you understand what he's feeling the entire time.
Yeah. They did a good job kind of separating Mimi out, so she had to deal with things on her own, and they knocked Palmon out. Palmon gets some focus, and then she's immediately just bumped out for most of the episode.
Which isn't a bad thing as far as Mimi's development, because not only is Gardramon taking care of Mimi, Mimi's taking care of Palmon.
Yeah.
So Mimi has that compassion not just towards Gardramon, but she also has to keep Palmon healthy and nurse her back, give her water and such. There's just a lot going on with Mimi kind of taking care of one while she has this giant protector keeping her safe from Andromon. Yeah.
And Taichi and Agumon climbing down while Koshiro is just being lowered. They use Tentomon so well in the show.
They really do. I'm actually surprised Taichi just didn't jump.
Well, because he doesn't. He has to help. He has to help Mimi, and he doesn't actually know what he'll land in. So it actually does make sense.
He probably. I would have. This is a weird episode for Taichi because it's actually kind of a misstep for him. Because I mean, if he was going to survive that, if Mimi survived that fall, he would have survived too if he had jumped. And if he wasn't going to survive that fall, Mimi's dead anyway.
Well,
so
no.
The whole operation is fine.
I actually don't agree with that because they already saw that touching stuff and it can make stuff fall right after. For all they know, they're not going down exactly where Mimi went down.
I guess. But it's like if they had run into, like if that chute had opened up into multiple corridors, then
yeah,
it would have been, they still would have had a choice to make.
Yeah. That Metal Greymon evolution, am I wrong, or was that significantly better than the actual, like, oh, we've animated it nicely in episode that we got 2 weeks ago?
It's nice and it's more slick, I think. It's more of a, a mainstay, okay, this is when he does it from now on, this is what it's going to look like. And it's a good every episode kind of evolution sequence.
Plus, we get to see everyone debate if they're foreshadowing or if it's just some animation flair showing off Mugendramon in the evolution scene.
I didn't even notice that.
When Greymon is about to start sprouting the metal parts, the silhouette of Greymon behind him swaps from a blue Greymon to a red Mugendramon, and when he bites down, vanishes. That's when the evolution starts.
I would have to watch that again to catch that.
It doesn't come across as foreshadowing to me, to be honest. But the nice thing about foreshadowing is it doesn't have to come across that way. It could just be something.
If it's really obvious that was Mugendramon, then does
to be clear, it is Mugendramon. It 100% is. It's not. Yeah.
If that is, then that's kind of interesting for that particular Digimon to be showing up in someone else's evolution sequence. It does raise questions.
Well, there's been connections between both of those characters before, though. Like, the arm is supposed to be from one of the standard blue Metal Greymons. And Metal Greymon's description, I believe specifically that they've used for the orange one, basically says, it was a mechanical combined properly. So it may just be a way to visually add that, but it'll be interesting to see if anything does come up later.
Yeah, that's very interesting.
Yeah. Not enough space for Metal Greymon to fight well, it was there.
I know, it was great because Metal Greymon had such a great introduction and just curb stomping Metal Tyrannomon, and then in the second time, not necessarily his fault, but he loses. I love that. Like, he actually has to let Lilimon do things.
I like that they use the camera angles to really show like just how little space there was for him to move around. Because I remember a lot of lower shots looking up at him.
Mm-hmm.
And that just worked well. And
then he just had a natural disadvantage, and also everyone else recognized the value of targeting the ceiling or other fixtures to trap their opponents, while Metal Greymon's just firing at Andromon like he always does.
Yeah.
I'm going to chalk that up to a tactical loss for Taichi, just because I need Taichi taken down a couple pegs at some point. Let's get started now.
And then Gardramon gets smashed, and they
twice.
Every robot death has to end that way, doesn't it? Where you get the view from them, and then stuff starts to static out.
Oh yeah, that's the rule.
Yeah. And then Mimi gets upset, and once again, this time Palmon had like the nicest non-main 2 evolution before, didn't she?
I guess I don't really pay much attention to the other ones. Okay. Like, there's the big distracting ones, and then the ones that just sort of in between and take up time.
Yeah.
I guess Togemon had the most memorable one of the others.
And this one was in the same vein. It looked nice. And then Lilimon does more here than I remember her ever doing before.
I know.
Like,
you think about it, and Lilimon never really gets a moment outside of her first battle. Wasn't that against Metal Tyrannomon? Or was that Dark
No, it
Tyrannomon?
was Dark Tyrannomon, I
Dark
think.
Tyrannomon. Okay. I was
Although,
like, that would have been ironic. But yeah, like after that, I don't really remember her doing much of anything. Like Mimi's, I guess, yeah, I was gonna say like try, but that's Rosemon.
yeah.
No, it's Lilimon. Like no, Lilimon really doesn't get any good battles after that.
Yeah,
Trying to remember if she did anything in the New York episode of note, and I'm not thinking of anything.
I mean, she does 4 or 5 different attacks here, and we get to like she uses the chaff to confuse Andromon.
Yeah, like she just rains down foliage on everything.
Yeah.
It's just, and moving around, not allowing herself to be targeted.
And Flower Cannon used as a Gatling gun rather than like a bigger cannon was interesting.
Which
I feel like a lot of people were
sense.
disappointed by that one, though. It felt like a lot of people really didn't like that.
I don't know. It's different for sure, but I think that's more appropriate for her battling type.
Yeah.
Like just the way she fights is just sort of a move around and get quick jabs in rather than go for the big heavy punch.
And then she clocks him over the head, which everyone seemed to really love that moment.
That I feel like someone, if not Lilimon, somebody has done a move similar to that in the past. That might be like Shootamon or Ferrymon or something like that just boot them.
It feels like something Ferrymon would have done. In fact, I think Ferrymon might do a similar kick in her evolution.
Yes, she does do. Well, that's more of a straight up spin kick.
Yeah, but and then we get then she uses I think it's Forbidden Temptation. I don't remember the attack names. Where she wraps.
That's Rosemon's attack, but I don't know. Maybe Lilimon has that too.
No, I'm just.
I know Forbidden Temptation is a Rosemon attack.
Yeah, you're correct. Let me see. The attack I'm thinking of is no.
This is where I'd love to chime in.
Oh, okay. I was close. It's Temptation.
Oh, just Temptation.
Yes.
Okay.
But yeah, that was good. And Andromon wakes up right as it's happening, which that in itself really does feel like foreshadowing, especially combined with Mimi saying she won't ever forgive him.
It really does.
Yeah.
Like it's fantastic in one sense, like just taking the episode as it is straightforward, the idea that Mimi is just straight up, no, this is not going there. No, you're not being forgiven. We are going to flat out end you is it's a little weird for Andromon in the sense that he's always one of those that gets corrupted and gets brought back and ends up being a good guy. It's a little weird for Mimi in the sense of usually she's more of a reformer than a straight out killer. And then, but no, it's going to end this way. But yeah, that last little bit at the end though makes you wonder if Andromon and potentially Gardromon too are going to come back.
Gardromon feels dead to me, to be honest.
Which is fine. That's fine. But if Andromon comes back and is trying to make good with them, I really want that to challenge Mimi.
Yeah.
When she says, I will never forgive you, I want her to have to at least stand by that for a little while. And it takes a little while longer for her to come around.
And it ends with absolutely no attempt at subtlety for what they're referencing with Castle in the Sky.
Yeah, no, that's Laputa.
Yes.
Period.
There was no subtlety there at all. Which is, I kind of like when it kind of just shoves it in your face a bit, and there's no question about what they're doing.
That's like one of my favorite Ghibli movies too. Also, the first ever AMV I created was a Laputa.
I haven't watched that in a long time.
Yeah, and that sounds all glorious and stuff, but it was actually to a Satan song from the South Park movie. Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah, and in this time we didn't get the beginning and end. In the middle, right after the commercial break, we got to catch up with gang number two.
Oh yeah, we got a quick other scene. And I like when they do that, just randomly cut away to a quick scene for the not one featured.
And I really like that it actually does deal with something that people complained about, which was, and I think I don't remember if it was you or Deborah brought up, which is they're going to the little gang there at Nemon is going to Lilimon, but who knows what's in their way?
Yeah,
and it's that Sora and them, they have something important that they have to do. They've cleared out what they could, and they sort of just have to go their own way.
I mean, I don't think Sora and Joe were straight up saying, let's escort them to Lilimon directly. Let's get them past Scorpiomon.
Yeah, that's what I mean, is that people were saying, well, they got rid of Scorpiomon, but there's still who knows what else in front of them, and that's still it's still two different groups with two different goals. They can't go in the other direction because
they can't go that far, and I don't think Sora and Joe ever said that much that we have to do a full escort. It was get them past past the obstacle in front of them, then hope that they're going to be fine from there.
Yeah, and even Yamato's kind of polite in this one.
He words his argument a lot better this time, and Sora accepts it a lot more.
Yeah.
Joe. He continues to not travel well.
No.
Did they really play up his him being seasick and stuff in the Japanese version of the original? I've always felt that was more of a dub thing, and
at this point I don't remember, but the thing is they're very much aware that there's a worldwide audience for this.
I mean, it fits.
Yeah, I mean, you can go back to interviews regarding 02, and Kakudo talks about the English titles for season 2.
Oh, that's
Like he knew what the episode titles were, and he understood that they were all references, and he oddly liked that.
English episode titles are always better than Japanese titles in Digimon. It's just a way of life.
Yes, and then for preview of episode 13, they promise us
Princess Karaoke is the original Ghibli homage in a Mimi episode.
Hey, they're promising us a Piyomon Birdramon evolution scene.
To Birdramon or to Garudamon?
To Garudamon. I'm just saying Piyomon and Birdramon are involved in that.
I've been saying that's why I've been carefully wording it that Birdramon's the one getting screwed here. Piyomon, I knew Piyomon to Garudamon, I would assume she'd get something. It's just Birdramon specifically that I'm trying to stick up for here.
I think that's about it for that episode. I feel like in general, a lot of people are skewing towards this being their favorite.
It's not quite my favorite because it's so simple and so straightforward. Like, this is so textbook meming, and they don't really do a lot differently with anything, but it is so pretty that it's hard not to enjoy.
I know now why you cry. That Terminator really is a huge chunk of this episode. Even the imagery came across very Terminator-y.
Oh yeah.
Just so you know, that is the episode title. Unless something happens in the episode to make me change it. Yeah, so next week we get Garudamon, and we'll see what pops up then.
Get some of those higher level B Digimon in there. Fanbimon and them, okay. And then, it's like outside of the Flymon, they tend not to use the B ones very often. So
it's X Digimon this time.
Oh, those are X those are X ones.
Some of them are. I don't remember if they all are though. They tease that Digimon from the Pendulum X would appear in animation for the first time, and a bunch of people, myself included, went, "Do they actually mean Pendulum X or do they mean Pendulum Z?" Because they're saying for the first time, and the Z Digimon are all new and haven't shown up in anything, and they did in fact mean X. Yeah,
because the X ones, that's the noteworthy one. Having Digimon appear for the first time in anime, okay. We've seen a few of those already.
No, we've seen a lot of those.
Yeah, it's getting some X Digimon in an adventure series. That's pretty noteworthy.
And then we have an interview from what's in Tokyo. It's not a deep interview, but it actually has more interesting information than we tend to get in these.
It's a couple clarifications that are noteworthy.
Yeah. So yeah, we won't go over everything, but they don't clarify exactly when production begins, but we do know it was basically what we knew before, which was it was in the middle of when Kazuna was being made after Tri finished.
Mm-hmm.
And they are fully aware of what they were making, also that they are making a show for kids. And the interesting thing was their goal was actually to put it in the old time slot on Fuji TV. That was kind of neat, I thought.
Yeah, the fact that we're targeting that was is kind of interesting.
And then they talk about the colon.
Yeah, it's an explanation. I don't like the explanation.
Yeah, the explanation is basically whenever it's an image logo, the Digivice is there, and they consider that part of the logo.
Yeah, that's
so we effectively have a thing where when it's the image logo, it's the show title, the colon, and the Digivice. When it's written, it's the show title and the colon, and when it's said out loud, it's the show title. Because some people have tried to shove that, they mean the title is Digimon Adventure Digivice, and they absolutely do not say that. In fact, they go out of their way to just say Digimon Adventure in the interview.
Yeah, no, it's just Digimon Adventure, but the colon Digivice just is befuddling, and the symbolism behind it is sort of meh.
Yeah, and they talk a bit about why choosing Omegamon to start off with, and it's effectively what was obvious, which was you kind of have to start with a big thing.
Just wanted to show Omegamon early. Yeah, and just really what it boils down to.
I do like to talk about Greymon and why they've made him more dynamic in fighting.
Yes, the Greymon stuff was interesting. Yes, I like to read that.
And they talk about him more. I think they talk about Greymon more than anything else in the interview.
Which is fair, because Greymon in particular has been one of the biggest step-ups in this new series.
Yeah.
Is Greymon. Like, I like that they said, well, he only has one attack, so if he's going to do anything cool, we have to get more of his body involved and do stuff more than just attack.
Yeah.
Like, he has to, mash the attack button instead of having to hit the square and use the menu.
Yeah, and I like them talking about the opening, and that's where, again, we get people confused. We're like, why would they have to ask Director Kakudo about using the spinning scene? They don't have to. It's just a matter of respect to ask.
Yeah.
Because here's the thing. If he said no, they might have still done it anyways. They're just pointing out that they talked to the person who directed the original show, and that's yeah.
The spinny Taichi thing is so iconic that you just sort of have to go, so yeah, we're going to use that if you don't mind.
Yeah, and the funny thing is he doesn't like when stuff touches on things that he has in his mind, but he's very open when it's not that.
Yeah.
Like he thanked the producers for making sure he got to see it early and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And yeah, it's just a good interview. It was before episode 11 aired. Definitely worth a read because it actually has some info. When there's these interviews, if it's all fluff, it's not shocking. So that we got anything akin to actual information is kind of nice. But is there anything else we have to say about that at the moment?
No, it's it's a quick read. Yeah. Give it a look.
And then we may have images from the next opening. We're not 100% sure at the moment, but it would not shock me.
It looks like, the images look like stuff that would go in a new opening. Yeah. So
we get the 6 of them around a campfire. We get Tentomon behind, or Koshiro behind Tentomon. The Joe and Gomamon one's a high point, as is the Mimi and Palmon one.
Of course. And actually, the fact that it's just the 6 around a campfire is interesting. Like, I would never have guessed they would do a new opening before Takeru and Hikari joined the team. And I'm not saying that this is necessarily indicative of that, but it certainly raises the question.
Yeah, well, the other thing is of course, is it actually an opening and not an ending? If we have a new ending...
If this was an ending, yeah, totally. I'm totally up for the idea that there's going to be a new ending in a few episodes, and if this was that, then totally.
Yeah, because here's the thing: this could be early art from an opening we won't see for a few months, or it could be that something was lost in translation somewhere and it was actually meant as ending, and we'll be seeing this in 2 weeks.
Yeah,
yeah.
Because I would say they're not going to have a new opening without having a new ending. That would be a little weird. Typically, they rotate the endings more often than they rotate the openings, or they do them both at the same time.
Yeah, most current shows tend to go with a new one every 10 to 13 episodes for the ending, and then the opening you'll generally get more around 26 or so.
That's what Atmon did, yeah.
Yeah. So it wouldn't be shocking to see it there. And of course, the image we have of the campfire may not be indicative of who's actually in that scene.
Yeah, of course. That's what I was saying before. Like, that doesn't mean that Takeru and Hikari haven't joined the team yet. It's just that when you see just those 6 around the campfire, it raises questions.
Yeah. But yeah, it will be interesting to see what this actually ends up showing us. Because it could easily be that they walk on screen 5 seconds later to represent that they joined the group later in the show.
Which is perhaps, but that's the campfire symbolism tends to be not suggestive of that.
Yeah, we'll see.
I'm
curious. Yeah,
there are better things to do with a campfire than do a Takeru and Hikari jump in kind of thing.
Yeah, we'll see what pops up. And then there's been a lot of music news in the last week, like almost a disgusting amount. So we got the full music video for Unidentified Airship, and we found out Career Along was a digital-only album, which we thought was the case because no one was taking pre-orders for it. They touched up a bit of the effects, but it is what it is based on how they could film it.
Yeah, it's...
And the neat thing was, both of those are available to purchase if you're not in Japan. Although I heard from 1 or 2 people in the UK they tried and they weren't able to, which...
I had that same problem, actually. That might be an issue with my PayPal, but I wasn't able to purchase anything because it went through the process and then PayPal just refused to load for me.
Oh, no.
That's a PayPal thing.
That's a PayPal thing because people who haven't been able to, they actually can't even add to cart. The page grays out everything they can and says this is not available in your blah, blah, blah.
Just like screwing England randomly.
To be fair, it is almost a franchise tradition.
Yeah, went in just every so often. You just gotta screw Britain.
Yeah. Okay.
My wife just shouted "What?" from the other room.
I will temporarily. Let me see here. 1 second. Dev is here. I'm pulling her into the. Whoops. One second, it appears that did not work. AR, are you still there?
This was totally unplanned, so...
Yeah. I'm going to kill the call and then recall because for whatever reason, it either cuts you off and doesn't call in Dev or tries to call her alone, so give me 1 second.
I still don't see a Dev here.
Yeah, I believe she actually has to join the call from her end because since she didn't answer earlier, it will not allow me to dial her. So I've told her what to do.
Okay.
So we will wait 1 moment for her to join.
Randomly.
Yeah.
Hit the ground running. Are we moving on to download rankings here?
Yeah. So the download rankings that Takayoshi Tenemoto posted showed it being number 1 for digital downloads. The more public Oricon list showed it as number 21 out of all CD singles. And it's doing shockingly well. I mean, really well.
It's a good song.
Yeah, I was kind of surprised at being number 1, to be honest. But to be fair, it also has the other 2 songs, and it really is like one of the best for value we've seen.
Oh, yeah. 3 songs that are all actually featured in the show.
Yeah, because all three are there. It has the karaoke. It has not the best art, but it is art, so it connects it to the show easily. And yeah, it's doing well though. And it's nice that people can actually order it. It's happened a handful of times before, but it's been pretty rare that without because even the cheapest import fees would be equivalent to the CD price.
Right.
Yeah. So that's good. Moving on to next one. There's more concerts going on now with no ability to go to them than we've ever gotten.
Are some of these available?
Yes, I will go over that. I believe DevQ's there. DevQ, can you hear us?
Yes, I can. Yeah. Everything's fine now.
Yeah. DevQ was either saving children from a school bus or she fell asleep before we started.
Say the first one. Go with the first one.
I already know which the answer is, and it's one of those two.
Way to save those kids. Good job. Yeah. Good on you.
What was the third answer?
They didn't make it. I'm sorry.
Oh.
Okay, well, Dev, we're on the concerts. So Ayumi Miyazaki's doing an online concert on September 27th, and it'll be available for a week. Michihiko Ota did one, which we missed, and it's available for a few more days for 2,000 yen. Takayoshi Tanimoto is doing one on September 6th, and it will be available for 3 days. And that one has been confirmed it will be worldwide. He's actually said that it will be available worldwide. It's anyone can, no matter where they are.
Nice.
That's sweet.
I don't believe they've said it will have the new Digimon songs, but I would go ahead and I feel like it's a pretty safe guess.
Yeah.
It's a safe guess it will. So this is where it's hard because not all this stuff gets posted easily to see. So the Ayumi Miyazaki one, I believe I saw a while back and filed to decide to look at later, and by the time I did, it was done. So it happens. And then the music news just keeps on rolling. We get an original soundtrack volume 1 already. For Atmon, we had to wait till it was almost over.
Yeah, this is... Yeah. I'm amazed that they've had this many tracks already.
Yeah, and we have the full track listing, which we get 32 of the BGM tracks from Toshihiko Sahasi. We get the TV size opening and TV size ending. The TV size opening has a little bit of its wind out of its sails, I'd say, just because due to the various issues, they already released that as a single, which they wouldn't normally do, but...
Yeah,
and
that's a typical for an OST is only having the TV openings.
Yeah, and it's in a month. I will admit I'm a bit surprised. I keep trying to waft on if I'm surprised we're not getting the insert songs there as TV size, but those may not exist because they have sort of just been doing edits of them, so they may save that for the end to put different edit versions on a future one.
Oh, like Be the Winners and such?
Yeah.
I don't know if did they usually have TV length for those, or do they just take the full versions and crop them down as they need to? I don't know if there is an official TV length for...
Well, these have had different... I don't believe they've lined up exactly with moments from the song. A few times it's jumped around, I believe, but I may be wrong on that.
Yeah.
I don't think there's usually like TV size edits of like Braveheart and things like that. Usually just like the opening and ending.
I think Braveheart got one. I probably missed. There's been so many versions of Braveheart. I'm probably just mixing it up with something else.
Could be. I mean, Braveheart's also really easy to condense to just one verse and one verse, one chorus, and intro, outro, and that's your TV version.
Yeah. So we'll see.
I'm glad we're finally getting it, so we can still do fan dubbing shenanigans like back in the day.
Yeah.
No.
Don't give us ideas.
No, I just have no interest in it at all.
Can I be Joe?
Sure.
No.
And look at that, we have a new web poll. This time it's what adult Digimon do you want to fight alongside? I would like to congratulate Greymon for winning when this closes.
Yeah, that's going to be an easy one.
See, this one feels slightly more I mean, to be fair, we don't have the results of the child win yet, so stuff could swing around, but I would expect it to be Greymon. Who did you vote for, AR?
Probably that or Tailmon. I mean, people love cats.
Tailmon's a good choice, actually.
Tailman is a good choice. I went a little... I went halfway to weird and said Gaugamon, because that tends to be my go-to for adult level. Honestly, if I was really wanted to be cool, I would have picked an Atmon.
Great, then you throw your vote away.
It's Doskamon, come on.
Dev, who did you vote for?
Dorugamon, because I love Doraemon and it's fluffy, but just like this one's like even bigger and fluffier, and it flies.
Just being consistent here. I almost said Ikakumon, but then I realized that I said Gomamon for the child. I didn't want to be consistent.
And then we find
they love Kiwimon.
They love throwing card stuff at us. We finally have actual stuff for the card game. So the packaging we had before was correct. We get to see a bit more of the Imperial Dramon art, that art's so nice. All the other details are the same. And then in V-Jump, we got a nice spread with a bunch of stuff for the card game. We get to see XVmon, Stingmon, Pale Dramon, and the Jogress showing up in it. And then the other page gave us a few surprises. So Blitz Greymon we already saw. Terriermon's art with Chocomon's great. Lilithmon, nice to see her earlier than I expected. And the one that feels like it surprised everyone was... No one's going to take the obvious setup. Hello.
Bargle.
Yeah, I didn't. You lost me on where we are right now. So
the card game.
Yeah, I know we're on the card game. I just don't know. I just want to have the link.
Oh,
so go ahead.
They showed us art of Mastamon for a card, which is in an anime style, which we've never seen for her before, which just looks interesting. Because we've always seen her in game renders or in Bandai style artwork, so this is drawn completely differently. It just looks really nice and interesting. So they've done a very nice selection of Digimon for the card game overall. So I'm looking forward to seeing what else pops up here, especially now that they've confirmed that we'll get, more double color Digimon and stuff like that. So I'm just looking forward to that because the art's the only thing that.
I wonder if they'll have the Jogresses for the other 02 partners.
If not here, I expect sooner rather than later, because now that it's there, that means they have to kind of keep doing them. Because it's part of the game now. So and I wouldn't be shocked if we got Shakuamon and Sylphimon right here, to be honest. Especially since the 02 stuff was referenced as being a big part of the set. So we'll see. Then they did 2 more episodes of Fun Digico with fan suggestions. That ends as of the episode they released earlier today, so we'll see what they pop up with in the future. But yeah, the card game stuff looks nice, but it's nice that we keep getting other products also. So the US V-Pets Wave 3, they finally confirmed the other eggs, which is black is Agumon, white's Gabumon, purple's Coronamon, Neo-Red's Lunamon. Those last 2 have upset some people because they think it'd work better flipped around Coronamon in red, Lunamon in purple. But I
was thinking that too, but it's just the shell colors, so
yeah,
it doesn't mean that much.
Yeah, and then acrylic badges at the Fuji TV store. I actually like these. If they weren't going to be such a pain to import, I would actually consider using them and getting them as like chip clips or something. Because I think that's what these are, is they're just acrylic designs with clips on the back. So. And V-Jump had a...
Okay.
Yeah, V-Jump had a stack of product updates and junk like that. So, Rearise gets 2 more X Digimon with War Greymon X and Metal Garurumon X. They showed off the Black War Greymon... Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, X is just showing up everywhere now.
The Black War Greymon model kit, which is coming out soon, but I don't believe they showed anything new. Then we got a bit of the Digivice version complete. They show off Lilimon, they show off Eosmon, they show off Merciful Mode. They showed off the packaging for the limited edition Kazuna. And then we got some actual new stuff. So we already saw the figures for the Ichiban Kuji Lotto. They showed off the big color towel and the ink towel. Both of those look really nice. I don't know which one I actually prefer, to be honest. The color towel, I think, though. What do you think, Dev? Color towel or ink?
I gotta go with the ink. The ink just looks like really badass, and it looks like those what they were released earlier. The little Shikishi boards that they had.
The 20th anniversary of the franchise one, where they were doing new art by Kenji Watanabe, and it was just like ink style.
Yes.
Yeah, this does match that well. And then they showed off the Shoto figures a little bit, the Series 1. And you would have figured they would have showed off Series 2, considering they announced them like one day after V-Jump came out, I think. So Series 2 is Metal Grumon, Holy Angemon, and Atler Caboterimon, as we knew. They're doing the limited edition set at Premium Band again. That art looks so nice again. The prices are exactly the same. They teased Series 3, and boy, were people shocked at who it was. It's Lilimon, Zudomon, and some mysterious character in the middle. Whoever could it be?
We'll never know.
Yeah. The funny part was a lot of people really were like, who is this character in the middle who looks like Omegamon and sounds like Omegamon?
To be fair, the silhouette's only really identifiable on the top half. The bottom half kind of throws you off.
True, but he has the big feet.
Yeah, I don't really look at his feet ever, so that threw me for a second until I noticed the outline of the top half.
Okay. Am I wrong, or do all of these look better than the Series 1 ones? Metal Grumon maybe doesn't have enough detail. Atler Kabuterimon looks great, and I think Holy Angemon looks fantastic.
Yeah, Holy Angemon looks really good for what this is.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially the price point, just damn.
Yeah, because here's the thing, the standard version's up for pre-order, and that is a box of 6 for just a little over $50. It's about $51 when you translate the price, I believe. And for 2 full sets, that's really not bad. That's really great, like, that these even look half decent.
I mean, I remember when the little articulated figures came out like years ago, and it's just like those were like $15 a pop, and that's more expensive than these. And that was like, God.
And those did not include gum. Ago.
God, I want gum.
Oh, I have gum right now.
I have a bunch of gum out in my living room, like a case.
I've got some on my desk. Anyone wants some, I can hook you up.
Stop tormenting me. I have a tooth problem, so I can't have any.
Oh, no.
Dev, what is your gum preference?
Ooh, I would have to say cotton candy bubble yum. Basically, you chew it, and it's like solid sugar.
That's good, but I haven't had that in years. But yeah, that flavor's really good. AR?
I'm all about fruit flavors.
My standard is sugar-free juicy fruit that comes in the pellets.
Oh, the pellets. I don't know if I've had the pellet kind.
Yeah,
I've had the sticks of juicy fruit, and those are okay.
The pellets, they have the hard shell, but they're much softer inside, and the flavor lasts a lot longer. Because that's the issue with juicy fruit. You chew it 3 times, and you're like, well, this isn't gum anymore. Bleh. Yeah, it actually keeps the flavor.
I like that we got a sidetrack about gum.
To be fair, we've talked about gum in like the last 3 or 4 episodes.
We're talking about the gum we're going to enjoy when we get our Shoto figures, and they don't come with gum.
Actually, here's the thing. When I pre-ordered the first premium set, I pre-ordered that from an intermediary because I didn't expect we'd get them. So mine will have gum, and we will review the gum.
It's going to be terrible, I promise you.
Oh, I'm sure it will. It's labeled as soda flavor, and I think there was a picture showing it was blue.
I remember baseball card gum. It ain't special.
So do I. Yeah. And then we got... Getting a new Kazuna poster at this point is a bit surprising, isn't it? Because I believe it is completely new artwork.
Yeah, this is sort of surprised me.
Looks nice.
Random. This is one of those random things that's like, whoa, I'm seeing new stuff on Facebook. What's going on?
And then Toei teases that they have something special for the release and asks everyone to stay tuned. And that means it's going to be probably something very boring that does not mean much. Because the surprise could just be Joshua. It could be Joshua Seth giving a quick introduction a day or two before the movie's out that they plan to show at Fathom thing.
All we know is it'll be disappointing.
Yeah, probably. Let's be fair. Probably disappointing. Let's at least have some hope.
They're not dubbing the shorts. Let's put it that way.
Oh, I know that. I believe we've actually gone over that. That if they're dubbing the shorts,
we have. I'm just someone's gonna think that.
Yeah, they are.
They're gonna be wrong.
Unless they've decided to do that in the past 2 months, they're not dubbing the shorts.
They had enough trouble dubbing the movie.
Yes. Look, they multiple actors have been replaced just because of that problem. But yeah. I really like the art. It would have been nice if this had been like revealed as, oh, this is the cover art for the American Blu-ray exclusive artwork that's nice and everything.
Or like it comes with that's the pre-order bonus. That would have been really sweet.
Yeah.
Well, the pre-order bonus from Shout's one of their lithographs.
Mm-hmm.
Not of this though.
Yeah.
Wouldn't it be neat if like that is the actual surprise, is that the generic poster art isn't being used and it's this, and this is the actual cover?
That would be sexy.
And then
it'd be more appropriate
for the movie.
Probably more appropriate for the movie. I don't know. I like the poster with all the.
So do I. So well, see, that's the thing. Shout uses slip covers for the first few shipments, so they could actually do both or do reversible.
That's a throwback. Reversible covers.
So we'll see what pops up, because we're just a little more than a month away. I mean, the digital release is a month. Is it a month from today, actually?
Something like that, yeah.
29th.
29th, so month plus 5.
Yeah, so.
Damn, I just had war flashbacks to like the early mid-2000s of getting individual anime DVDs with like reversible covers.
I was actually staring at my reversible Fooly Cooly DVD covers as we're talking about that, and like, yeah, those were the days.
Oh, those still exist. They 100%.
I don't remember if the if my Fooly Cooly covers are the original outsides or I reversed them already. I think I reversed them because
all my Princess Tutu ones are the reversed.
Hell yeah. Also, Princess Tutu, good plug there.
Yeah. There's been a lot of art in the past week. There's been a few weeks where we've had a few where we've had almost none. So let's go over. So after episode 12 aired, the Digimon web account put up a nice image of Andromon and Gardramon. It's a nice, sad image. There's a reference here, and I'm not sure what it is, but like my brain goes, I've seen this image before.
Yeah.
It's sad.
Yeah, and then Kenji Watanabe did a really awesome image of Lilimon.
Yes.
Yeah,
he's just cranking these out.
Yeah, but this one's interesting because it feels like he's being slightly less stylistic than he's been lately, but it works really well for Lilimon.
Well, his original style is kind of novel for Lilimon.
Yeah. And then we get 2 different images of Meramon. So this is either just fun or brand marketing, and I'm not sure which is funnier if it is. So they show Meramon using an air conditioner, and it's still not being cold, and the post is basically how hot it was even for him.
Yeah.
People began to tag Sharp because they recognized the drawing as like a small drawing of a Sharp air conditioner. Sharp responded saying it appears to be in heating mode. And then they put the picture up again with it altered to show it in cooling mode with Meramon smiling, thanking Sharp.
Oh my god.
So do we believe this is do we think this is brand pseudo advertising or just companies taking advantage of it?
I think the latter.
Go with companies taking advantage of it because there's no actual Sharp branding on the original picture or on the second picture.
Well, to be fair, in the text in the second one,
the tag it is, but the original picture doesn't actually list Sharp in it, and I feel like if it was a brand marketing thing, they would have
asked Sharp for help or something.
Yeah. But this is the kind of random stuff I live for, so I'm actually as excited about this one as I was about the Lilimon picture.
Yeah, and then Tenya Buno they sent him the Email Force Digimon figure from Digimon Savers, as we all know, where he was very popular for his 20 seconds on screen and one line.
I don't remember him having a line, but yeah.
I believe there was someone commenting on Twitter that yes, he had a line or two, and they were like doing what that Japanese emoji text for winking.
Yeah,
and so it's neat that he got it. He seems very happy with it, and he also put up a little image to thank everyone for the birthday messages they sent him around the same time. I don't know why I like that image so much, but I do. It's amusing. Let's take water. And then
looks like that. That image always just strikes me as looking like Gatchmon for some reason.
I think it's meant to be a combination of different characters he's drawn.
Yeah,
but yes,
there in the ears that throw me off.
It does feel like
also we should hydrate.
You know what the funny part was? I mocked that I got the LTT water bottle, and it's been like the most amazing water bottle I've ever gotten. I literally put ice in it once a day, and it's still there when I go to sleep.
I like my Hot Topic water bottle. It's just that the art is already peeling off. The water bottle itself is great.
I would have figured the art wouldn't have been quite that cheap, but you were saying that last time.
Oh no, it's cheap as hell.
No, I know. What I meant was I expected the art would at least stay to it and not degrade, 7 months after it came out?
To be fair, my cat knocks my bottle over at least twice a day.
Oh, so your cat doesn't like Digimon then?
No, apparently
She's
not.
Jealous.
Yeah.
Korobon ate her food.
Yeah, and they expanded the coloring thing yet again with 2 new pieces of art. We get Joe and Gomamon washing hands, although I don't know what the hell Joe's doing.
Struggling.
He's struggling, I think he's meant to be struggling gargling. But he's so fucking goofy looking, it's a bit hard to tell. And Mimi and Palmon washing hands, and a lot of effort was put into the Mimi and Palmon one. They even uploaded the original drawing. That's not on the title card just because there wasn't proper space, but they actually uploaded the on-paper drawing that one's based on, and it looks really fucking nice. It looks nicer than the final drawing, I think.
Everyone's here for Mimi.
They make it so easy to make that joke. And they extended that until September 30th, where they're going to keep showing, art selections during the show in Japan. So we'll see if they add yet more, because it started with 2 and we're up to 6, I believe. So we'll see. And it's time for questions. So in the chat, why don't you guys start throwing up whatever you guys think of. I believe AR is going to watch the chat this time, and we'll start with questions that were sent in ahead of time. First one was, I didn't like Try for various reasons, but mostly because it didn't feel like the rest of the anime. Is there anything like Try that isn't Digimon that might be fun to watch? I'm answering first because I have a cheat answer for this, which is Senkaroll Connect.
Yeah, that's the cheat answer. Yeah. I was determined not to go with the cheat answer.
Yeah, well, here's the thing. I get to go with the cheat answer because I was at the premiere of it. Which is
I see. That's what gives you the.
Yes, because since I've seen it, I can come. And here's the mean thing: they have not yet given it a release in the U.S., even though they premiered it using a Blu-ray that was subtitled. Because it's Uki Atsuya, and that's
any moment.
And that's basically probably what had them hire him to do the designs for Digimon. Basically, he did the first one on his own, the second one was extended, and then Synchro connects both of them together. And it is, story-wise, it's not really Try, but it looks the same to the point that all those early claimed to be bootleg shots were just characters from Synchro with their hair redone.
I remember those days. Those were fun.
Yeah. And here's the thing, especially with part 2, the main new girl they introduce, and it really looks like Miyako to the point that when they announced Kazuna and that was coming out around the same time and images were there, people started wondering again if that was from Kazuna, and no.
Oh, did they do that again? Oh man, I missed that one.
There were no fake screenshots this time. It was just where people started passing it around and people were going, wait, I thought he wasn't working on the new movie. I thought there was a different... Because it really looks like Miyako with black hair. I mean, like... Yeah, so Dev, you're up. Because my answer is a cheat, especially since you can't fucking see it. So it's Dev's turn now.
You know what? I haven't been able to watch enough anime lately to have like a particular answer for this question.
That's okay. Mine is a series I haven't seen before, so
what Dev's answer is Uzaki-chan.
That's not
I
the
haven't
answer.
seen that one.
That is not the correct answer.
I thought you were watching that one.
Oh, I've been kind of binging various isekai that are actually good.
You're just gonna recommend Slime, aren't you?
I always recommend Slime. However, kind of a slightly older series, Knights and Magic has been pretty good.
Not familiar with that one. Why would people want to see that one, Dev?
Giant robots and magic and monsters and things getting blown up, and there's no romance.
Think about the average Digimon fan in shipping, and do you think they really want to see something without romance?
I don't know. That's sort of a line of demarcation there. There's like half of the fandom is like absolutely bothered by the fact that people ship and the other half are insane shippers. So
go into the fan fiction section of fanfic. Yeah, just that's pretty much all you can find.
Okay.
So,
I'm totally on the pro shipping side of things, so.
And it's AR's turn now.
So this is a hard one to answer because I don't know what elements of Try did they not like, and what has them like with an itch that they want to, what left them with an itch that they want to scratch here. So I'm going out on a limb here, and I'm going to say, yeah, this is a series I've never seen before, but I wrote a fanfic back in the day that had a very similar vibe to Try. And because of that story, everybody recommended this series to me, but I never watched it.
Why do I feel like you're going to say Escaflowne?
No, it's called Denocoil. Don't know if anyone remembers Denocoil.
I vaguely recall it. I didn't watch it, but I do remember it.
It's about a bunch of kids who go into this, it's like a world with, it's like a city with a weird augmented reality. I don't know how well that holds up, 2007 interpretation of augmented reality, but it's a bunch of kids going into augmented reality and a bunch of weird, bothersome stuff happens. So, and everyone says it has a really similar theme to my story, and my story has a really similar theme to Try, so that's going to be my answer. Denocoil. I have no idea if there's a way to watch it now.
I think Sentai has that licensed, actually.
It would make sense that it would be a Sentai. I'm just looking at the voice cast of it, it had to have been an ADV product.
Yeah.
Although the Japanese cast has a ton of Digimon voice actors, like Junko Noda and Fumiko Rikasa and Hoko Kawashima and Romy Park is in it. So there's a bunch of Digimon. There's a bunch of Digimon voice actors in the Japanese version.
Great. So I picked one that people can't watch.
Mm-hmm.
Dev picked one that is that licensed at the moment, Dev? Do you know?
Yeah, it's actually right up on Crunchyroll and for the sub version, and I think Funimation does the dub, so it's probably on like their whatever the hell that is, Verve or something like that.
Okay, so yeah, so yours is definitely available. We believe AR's is.
I just looked it up. It's on High Dive and VRV.
Yeah, well, everything on High Dive's on VRV.
Yeah, but yeah, High Dive is how you watch Denocoil.
Okay. And Terry asks, do you guys think they're rushing the evolution earning?
We talked about this at length.
Yeah,
the short answer is
maybe.
Well, it's not so much based on episode, it's based on where they're at in their character development, at which point I'd say they're rushing it a little bit based on where the characters are, but just because it's episode 10, 11, 12, that doesn't mean that's automatically too early.
Yeah. Another one that was sent ahead of time. Do you guys have any suggestions for keeping entertained on a budget? Depending on what you like, Netflix, Crunchyroll, just subscribe to one thing that has a bunch of stuff and just get watching. I mean, there's even stuff like Tubi and Pluto, which have plenty of things to watch and are free.
I mean, if you don't mind ads, I mean, a lot of stuff on Crunchyroll, as long as you're not watching the most current episode that aired this week. I mean,
it's bumped by a week. Yeah, so even Crunchyroll, it's just bumped by a week, so it makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Any suggestions that we didn't cover, AR?
If you're not going for anime, you can always get really old adventure games on GOG.
Okay.
My wife's been playing like all of the Monkey Island games lately, so.
Oh man, so much stuff to grab on GOG. Joe wants to know,
like that's a great place for old cheap games.
Yeah. Joe wants to know, what are some references to Gurren Lagann that Crosswords makes that you guys like, in particular, find generally interesting? Not really, because here's the thing: most of the stuff from Gurren Lagann was elsewhere first. You could find most of it in Getter Robo.
The trick of this is what makes this tough is that Gurren Lagann itself is all homages.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
So
like most of the drill stuff you can find in old Getter Robo stuff. Almost everything there. So it's not really clear if it's actually a Gurren Lagann reference or if it's just referencing random old mech shows that Gurren Lagann happened to also take everything from.
Yeah, it's hard to say what your favorite references are to an anime that is by itself incredibly referential.
Yeah.
But my answer,
like the scary movie of mech anime.
My answer is always the cheap one, because my answer is that Kyle Hebert voices Lilimon, who is a very drill based. He has a drill for a tail, and Kyle Hebert voiced Kamina in Gurren Lagann.
But Kamina wasn't really drill themed, though.
No, but Kamina was such an essence in Gurren Lagann.
Yeah.
I just really like watching Crosswords. You do get a very Gurren Lagann vibe with it, and then when Kyle Hebert shows up in the dub, it's like, oh my god, they're just pushing it over the top here.
Yeah, I'm just gonna go with Starmon sunglasses.
That too, yes.
But even those are pretty common for mech shows.
Yeah, like the spiky sunglasses.
Yeah.
Like.
Oh yeah, totally.
Okay, Dev, what's your choice?
I don't remember. You took it.
Just say Starmon sunglasses.
The really annoying time jump halfway in where everything goes to crap. I'm sorry.
Then someone sent in.
That's pretty accurate.
That was mean to both Gurren Lagann and Hunters.
And see, I thought
everyone is terrible.
Someone then said a few stories have said Bandai.
I'm trying to be nicer to Hunters. I'm sorry. I've been in a big.
See, everyone's like, Mark doesn't like Savers and he's mean to it. I'm not mean to Savers at all. AR is mean to anything he doesn't like.
No, I'm trying not to be though. I've been trying to be very defensive about Hunters lately. I'm just trying to give it
is it because you deeply love it and you're trying to convince people you don't?
No, because I'm writing my fanfic very heavily features Taguru, and I'm finding new sides of him that I quite enjoy. And I'm like, oh, there's so much stuff that they could have done that would have brought him out as a really fun character.
I'll have you know, Hunters was nominated for an Emmy.
It was nominated for an Emmy.
I mean, the music was good.
The music was good, yeah.
Okay.
The music was good.
A few stores have said Bandai has told them they aren't allowed to sell the card game overseas. assuming this is true, is there a reason they would do this outside of an English version coming? Yes, because they don't want it to go overseas. There's no advantage to them selling it to people who cannot go to tournaments and events and market the game and make it harder for people to find the game locally. That doesn't benefit them in any way. Because for Booster Set 2, May alone bought 3 cases, I think. Think about how many cases people have bought that will not go to card games or events or stuff like that. Selling the cards becomes minimal at that point when they're trying to amp up the game. So,
well, because they did run out of the first wave of the first
they had
set.
They had to do like 3 or 4 reprints over a month and a half to get those at the numbers they wanted them out there. They don't. It sounds strange to a lot of people, and if for something like the card game, they don't buying it does show support for the brand and everything, but for Bandai making a card game, they want people to buy it locally who are going to events, doing stuff, and who are interested in the card game. So yeah, Ballmung wants to know if a future one-off episode would be themed around horror genre. How would you like it to approach it? Which Digimon would like to appear? I feel like the one we just had kind of did that, to be honest. Like, it was very horror themed in how Andromon sort of just kept coming at them, and they did the door thing where the door closes and
I guess you could throw in some horror influences. I wouldn't call that a particular horror episode. I think
no, it wasn't. But there was
the question is, it feels like the question is more towards if they're going to go with a straight up slasher fic style.
That doesn't fit the theme for me, to be honest, of the show. It feels like
they get closer to like encountering Devimon or eventually probably Vomdemon. They might like ramp that up.
Yeah.
Like probably be like more like classic horror rather than just like axe murderer slasher.
Yeah, it's gonna be, well, if they're doing all these Ghibli, I mean, they did all these Ghibli homages, like you can see them doing like a Hellsing type situation.
Yeah.
But anyway, the Digimon needs to be Daemon, just because I need him in the anime more.
Yeah, and Ramon wanted to know if DevQ is reading any manga right now.
Slime.
Yeah, the answer to anything is slime, to be honest.
Well, to be fair, like the my local Barnes & Noble just opened back up like a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah.
And their selection is crap right now, so I mean, Dance in the Vampire Bund is excellent, but I am missing some sections in my collection for that.
Yeah. Let's see. Go to one of the prepared ones. Someone wants to know
Twilight Princess.
Yeah. Someone wants to know, why do I rarely link to Amazon Japan anymore for media pre-orders? Because it's hard for them to find stuff in Japanese and the links were helpful and shipping was cheap. The answer is because for most of this stuff, they won't let you order anymore because a lot of pre-orders on Amazon Japan are locked to Japan now just because shipping issues. So a lot of that, there's for something that you can find easily at CD Japan, Amy, HLJ, or any Big Bad Toy Store, there's no point in putting up links for where people can't order it. It makes sense when it's an online-only Japanese store, and that's it. When it's something you can find at 5 other places, there's no point in putting up the Amazon link and go, you can't order it, but if you wait until it's out, then you can. So it's one of those where you just keep an eye on Amazon stuff, and if you want it from them, they'll put it up roughly when it's not pre-order anymore. Ramon wants to know, what's your opinion about Anime Log? It has nothing to do with us. As much as people have liked talking about it, it's, as I recall, it's basically an American-led anime licensor for YouTube that's basically only planning to go after shows that basically aren't licensable.
Yeah, basically, this is the clearinghouse.
Yeah, that's what it is. The problem is you have the clickbait people going, this is them they don't want to deal with the American. Anime Log's American. It's exactly.
This is where Atmon would have showed up if Crunchyroll hadn't picked it up.
Basically, yes. Anything you've heard about Anime Log is almost certainly fake. It's basically anime, like AR said, anime clearinghouse.
Yeah.
I believe that's it for questions that were sent in. There was one more that had been sent in ahead of time, so we'll let chat have a minute to put more in. As Adventure 2020 goes on, do you think we'll get something more like a standard toy line? It's hard to say because they've had so many products distributed out widely, and because of the break and the show running longer, if they don't introduce toys until March, that's still with half a year of show to go at the minimum. So, and stuff like the Shoto lines are standard toy line. We're just not getting general evolution figures, but for a good number of these characters, we got them just a couple years ago as fancy ones. So we're getting stuff. It's just we're not getting only Digimon Adventure branded stuff. It's Shoto branded. There's the card game branding, but we're getting a ton of stuff.
Yeah, I mean, this is more than we've gotten for even Cross Wars when it was airing.
Well, the first half of Cross Wars was packed with stuff. I mean, there were a bunch of neat toys.
Dropped off immediately.
Yeah, well, that's when all where we had the chart of what characters they intended to show up for the plots got changed. It looks like those dropped off because they weren't going to match up with what would have been made. So just nothing. But yeah, more stuff will continue to come out. It's just a matter of what it's going to be. There's no question there, but I'll add on. What would you want the toy to be? If there was like a toy line, what would you actually want to see pop up?
I don't know. The standard toy line, as you're talking about it, is just so opposite of what I would be interested in. Like, these are really the marketing towards the younger audience type stuff. So,
the Shoto figures aren't that far off from just general action figures. They're just cheaper.
But they look nice. But they look nice and probably would look really good on a shelf. So
yeah. Okay, it looks like there are no more questions sent in, so I think we'll call it. AR, where can they find you?
Digimon.firstagent.net is my review blog. First Agent ARP is my Twitter.
DevQ, what article would you like everyone to read on Wikimon?
Dorumon, because Dorumon is my favorite, and it is so fluffy.
Didn't you pick Dorumon last week?
No, you picked Omegamon.
Read Omegamon and Dorumon.
I thought you were going to suggest a different Omegamon this time.
Omegamon's Ward.
Ragnalordmon, the other Omegamon.
Yikes.
I wanted to punch people when that came out because there was a terrible misspelling on one of Bandai's media pages, so they immediately went and tried to rename it to what was obviously a horrible misspelling.
What was the misspelling?
Orgamon. Ragna Orgamon.
Agiojusmon Holly mode.
Ooh.
I believe that is one of the few times where Logic has actually won. I think that's one of the few times where Logic has won on Wikimon for that. Where Hollymon is hidden under some trivia thing as, well, this is what the official name of the site, someone angrily put that this is what it officially is. And the page just says Holy Mode.
Christmas themed.
I still want to hunt down and just smother with a pillow whoever decided that Murmuckusmon is more official than Murmucksmon.
Fun with English.
So, are you saying that if I go and check the English episode titles for Adventure, it's going to be the official ones that Toei did, and not translations of the Japanese names?
Everything is suffering.
Oh, I'm going to have to link you, though, so you can see where the English titles Toei used in English were some weird cobbled together things of translations of the English titles, and stuff that was made up Myotismon's Magical Castle was one of them. And it was just like, the episode titles made no sense at all, but those were like, oh, this is the official English titles.
Myotismon's Magical Castle. I'm actually looking up what the English episode title for that one would have been.
Yeah.
The Gateway to Home. That one's not that inspired either. I was hoping for something better.
Yeah, that's one of those things where we have to one day actually go through them because they're hilarious. Oh, I found the list I made. Okay, wait. Oh man, there's so many.
Put that in the show notes or something.
Yeah, I'm linking you to those, and we'll each pick one before we go because these are just fucking hilarious.
These are the
Okay, because I believe it was me and Vandy actually made the list where we compared the dub name, the Japanese name as was used by fans at the time, and then what the DVD box claimed the episode titles to be in English.
Using the misspelling of Greymon even? Jeez, these aren't even close.
Yeah, like a lot of them, we don't know how they got some of these titles.
Yeah.
Turimon.
Oh, God. See, we're all scrolling through to try to pick the one we want to go with.
I'm trying to find one that's like completely detached from the original.
Okay, I know I know which one Dev's gonna do. I know the one that's gonna catch her eye as she scrolls down.
Oh, Myotismon's Magic Castle is tough to beat. That is a really hard one to beat. Man.
I think I probably found it.
Okay, Dev?
Foxy Pico Digimon.
Yes, that's exactly the one I knew you were going to go with. That's exactly.
Myotismon's Magical Castle sounds like a euphemism.
That is just, that one's
No,
really...
exactly. The instant I saw Foxy Pico Devimon, I went, that's going to be like catnip to Dev. The one I'm going... the one I'm going
watch an anime called Pico.
The one I'm going to go with, just because it's hilarious, Gomamon's Rage.
I like that we have separate Sora in Danger and Hikari in Danger episodes.
Yeah, Sora in Danger I wanted to go with, but it just wasn't funny enough. Gomamon's Rage is great because even when Gomamon's upset, we don't get much anger out of him. Okay, AR, you have to finish us off with a top choice.
Good. Savor Leomon. That's just it. Good.
Oh, fuck.
Savor Leomon.
Pinox playing murder.
I forgot how much I love these.
The funny man of the hell.
I forgot how much I love these, and I'm so happy I scanned them because it's
fighting ladies.
Because here's the thing: it's not like these are these were actually printed on the box in English.
The worst Digimon Apocalypse.
And they put the little dash in between Digimon there.
And Digimon.
Oh fuck, we
fantastic.
Can't. Yeah,
I just love... Where Greymon versus Metal Garurumon.
Oh man, yeah.
I
didn't even notice that one.
In episode 43, Pinox playing murder.
Pinox.
Oh fuck, we can't. Pinox playing murder, everyone. We can't top that. We will catch you guys next time. Anyone? Okay. Any last ones anyone wants to go with? Oh, Gatemon Supercharge.
I almost picked that. I almost picked that one until I saw Gomamon.
And right before it's Gomamon Supercharge. Wait, did I typo or did they both actually do that?
Could be both.
Okay, wait, 36 and 37. I'm 36. Gomamon Supercharge. 37. Gatemon Supercharge.
It's a Zudomon's first episode, so it would work.
Oh,
if
these are
just if they just lost their thesaurus for an episode.
Oh fuck, these are amazing.
These are really good. These are so good.
I keep thinking we found the best ones, and then I'll scroll and be like, "Oh, it's so amazing."
Can we get off so I can crack up about fighting ladies?
Oh wait, what?
That's what everyone remembers the episode.
Oh my god! No, actually, to be fair, that's kind of the Japanese title.
It kind is fair,
of, but that's one where you can sort of see the translation.
I know, that's why I didn't pick that one, but
yeah.
I just love the fact that the dub was kind enough and courteous enough to, give it a respectable title like Joe's Battle.
Okay.
When the Japanese was like, no, we know why you're watching this episode.
Thank you, Waymon. We will catch you guys next time. Oh fuck,
we already did all that.
Yeah. Thank you guys. We'll catch you next time. Bye.
To be fair, Apocalypse is the worst Digimon. Bye.
Yes, he is. Did we lose you, Dev?
I live.
Say goodbye.
Only momentarily. Bye.